Let's now use the in clause. Let's say we want to display all the animals who are either mammals or birds. So let's write the query. Select A from animal A, where A dot category dot category type, and we'll use the in keyword. In, so category type has to be either mammal or bird. Mammal or bird. Let's save and run this query. So here's the output. This animals belong to either mammal or bird. Now some animals can be assigned cages, or some animals may not be in cages. Some animals can have food items, some animals haven't been assigned food items. For finding this out, for single valued associations we use is null or is not null. For checking collection valued associations we use is empty or is not empty. So now let's see some examples. Let's check out for collection valued association first. Let's check if it's empty or not. Select something from animal A, where A dot food items. So we have to mention, since it's a collection valued association, you have to use is empty or is not empty. So basically this will give us all the animals who haven't been assigned any food items. So let's select animal, let's save and run this query. So basically these three animals haven't been assigned any food items. Let's check our database. So here's a food item, the join table. So basically 8 and 14 have been assigned food items. So 8 and 14 have been assigned. These three haven't been assigned. Panda, pelican and frog haven't been assigned. So that's what we get over here. Now let's check some animals for whom cages have been assigned. So let's delete this query. Select A from animal A, where A dot cage. Since it's a single valued association, we'll use is null or is not null. So let's use is not null. Let's save and run this example. And here's the output. So tiger, panda and frog are in cages. So let's see the cage. So only 8, 9 and 11 are in cages, and 8, 9 and 11 are tiger, panda and frog. Let's now understand the aggregate function supported by JPQL. So these are the typical aggregate functions which are also supported in SQL. So average gives the average value for a field, count gives the total number of instances in a field, max gives the maximum value for a field, min gives minimum value for a field, and sum gives the total sum for a field. So let's try out a quick example. So over here, let's say we want to calculate the total sum of the total number column, that is the sum of total animals in the zoo. So over here, let's change the query a bit. We want to calculate the sum, which is the aggregate function, and the column name is total number. I'm not getting IntelliSense. So, and the answer is going to be a long. So let's remove this off. You're not getting back an animal, and let's remove this off. Let's regenerate the local variable. This time the value will be query, and this time we are not getting a list, but we'll be getting a single result, right? So this is the method we have to call, get single result, and the result is going to be the total sum. The type is object. Okay, so let me comment this out. Let's just display this result. So over here is out, and let me type something over here, is sum. Let's run this example. So let me save, and over here let's run, and here's the output. Total sum of all animals in the zoo is 69. So if you add this, you'll get 69. So next we are going to study group by, but before that let's understand the general format of a query. So it's select, from, where, group by, having and order by. Basically, select is what we are going to display, or basically what we want from the query. From lists the entities which we are going to query. Where is used for filtering the entities we mentioned in from. Group by is used for grouping the expressions, and having is used for filtering whatever is mentioned in group by, and order by is basically used for ordering the result. Let's say we want to display a category along with the total number of animals in that category. For example, mammal along with the total number of mammals. For that, we can use a group by. So let's write that example. So select something from category C. We'll join it with animals. Okay, A, and then group by. So we are joined category with animals. Now let's group by category. So in normal SQL, you would have mentioned some field of this table, but in JPQL, you can directly mention the entire entity over here. So select what? Select C dot category type and the sum of A dot, no IntelliSense over here, total number. Let's run this query. Or before that, we are not going to get a single result, so let's get a result list, and the type will be a list, and this will be a list. So let's uncomment this out, and then each item is going to be an object, and we know each object is going to be an object array because it's a list of object arrays which is returned. So object array my array is equal to obj. So you should use the better terms than these names. So let's cast this, and then let's display the first and second value in this array. Okay, okay, let's save and run this example, and here's the output, each category along with the animals. Now if you notice, there are 4 categories but only 3 categories are displayed. This is because of this join was the inner join. So instead of inner join, if I use the outer join just by adding the keyword left, and save and run this example, now I get the reptile category with null, that is total number is null over here. So basically for joining, you have to just use the already mapped names, the already mapped relationships. You do not use on clause like you use in SQL. And for group by, instead of grouping by a particular field, you can directly group by an entity of the join. Now let's say we just want to display a category with, say, animals less than 20. So for that we'll use a having clause. So having clause basically is used for filtering the group by clauses. So having what? Having total sum of this total number less than 20. Okay, that's it. Let's save and run, and here's the output. The next clause we want to study is order by clause. So over here we want to order this category and sum total for that category according to ascending order for the total number over here. So for that we'll add order by clause. So over here let's add order by, and we want to order by this sum of total number, right? So let me copy this, let's paste this over here, and let's run the example. So let me clear this off, run, and now the total number is ordered in ascending order. We can even order by in descending order by using something like this, DESC, which means that the sum total should now be in descending order, and the default is ASC, which we didn't specify, which is for ascending order. And we can even specify more than one expressions, something like this, category type, just like we specify in SQL. Now let's say we want to display the animal type along with the total number. If the total number is less than 10, we want to display low. If the total number is less than 20, we want to display medium. If the total number is other than that, we have to display high. So for that, we are going to use a case statement. So the basic form of the case statement is this. There are actually two forms, but this is the most versatile form. So when total number is less than 10, then the value for that field is low. When it's less than 20, the value for the field is medium, else high. So let's run this query. So I put that entire statement in a single line. So let's save and run this query. And here's the output. Now let's query the inheritance relationship over here. If you remember, we had used join table strategy. So over here, I already changed the query. So select v from vet v, which gets all the vets, and the return type this time is vet.class, and the typed query type is vet, result type is list of vet, and we display the name and qualification of the vet. So let's run this example. So over here, right click, select run. Let me clear this out. And here's the output. This includes vet from both these tables. If you want to have records from a single table, you can specify in-house vet over here instead of vet, or else we can specify the type over here like this, where type of v equal to, and the name of the entity over here, that is in-house vet. In-house vet. So what we are saying is get all the vets where the type is in-house vet. So over here, let's run this example. Run. Let me clear this out. And now we are getting only the in-house vets. So over here, if we see this table, in-house vets are Ashtaraj More, Raj, and Rakesh Addy, and that's the list we get over here.